Hi, welcome back. This is week 15 and my word for this week is open. There are a few things that I want to talk about in regards to this theme of the week of being open. The first one is just recap what I did over winter break. The second is the new goals and policy of being open in general on this channel. 3, I'll talk about my classes since it's the second day of winter term. And 4, I'll talk about my New Year's resolutions. Number 1, winter break. It was absolutely amazing. I wish I was back home because it was really fun. I spent 30 days, almost all of them without having to use my alarm clock, which was really nice and a big change compared to being here for fall term. I got to see a lot of my friends. We didn't vlog any of it. I was hoping that we would be able to do a couple challenges. I don't know why I said challenges, but it was kind of nice to put my electronics, at least with my vlogging camera, away for a little bit and just enjoy the moments and not necessarily feel like I had to be recording them. Number 2, getting back into the swing of things with these videos and our privacy policy. So one of the things that Haley and I discussed while we were watching Boy Meets World and hanging out this winter break was our policy of continuing these videos, because we had taken a break off and we're starting them again, and new year, new me, even though that's cliche, needed to be applied to these as well. So being open is something that I personally value. I use social networking to express a lot of my emotions and the things that I'm doing, and that's something that I'm okay with. Haley's a little bit more private, and I'm assuming that she will probably talk about this in her video too, right, Haley? Maybe? I think so. So I approach social media in a very different way than she does, and that most people do. That's totally fine. But there are some things that I don't actually talk about in these videos that I like to keep sacred and private for myself. And so one of my goals in 2014 in general is just to be more expressive about my emotions in an effective way, and not just in a I'm a subtweet about you on Twitter kind of way. So for me, I'm going to try to use these videos to express those in an effective way that I'll be able to look back on and be proud of, or not so proud of, but you know. However, I'm still going to be keeping those things that are really important to me in my personal life private, just for not really safety reasons, but just because they are important to me and I want to respect that and respect the wishes of other people and just other things that are involved. All right, number 3, I think, was my class schedule. Yeah, so going off of this whole open thing, why don't I just tell you all the classes I'm taking? That's not actually something that I'm worried about, so it's fine. The first class I'm taking is a Spanish class. It's the last of the 100 series that is required for me, and the teacher is really helpful for the way that I learn. She's a lot more stern and a lot more stubborn than the Spanish professor I had last term, who was very nice and loving and mommy, kind of like, I don't know. But she's very concerned with us learning effectively, and I didn't really get that in my last term, so it's a very pleasant surprise that she's constantly checking in and like forcing us, well, not really forcing us, but really encouraging us to ask questions and make sure that we are learning the material every day and not really just being quiet and not really communicating if we're not understanding things, or not communicating if we are understanding things, which is really helpful. And so I'm a lot more excited and a lot less nervous for the Spanish class than I had come into it being, which is really helpful. My second class is an English class, as usual, since I'm an English major, but it's a different kind of twist. The class is called Writers on Writing. It's a lecture series. So in this English class, I just received today the most simple and yet the most difficult assignment I've ever received, and it is that by tomorrow we have to submit 5 experiences that we've had in the next 24 hours that have made us kind of stop and be inspired. So they're arresting moments that you want to write and talk and communicate about. And that sounds so simple because they're just fragments. You just need to literally write down the moment that you've had in basically 10 words or less. And yet that's so hard. And so difficult and yet so inspiring. And so I can already tell that this is a class that I know is going to help make me a better person. The third class that I'm taking this term is a gender and spirituality class. The first class of the term is later this afternoon, so I don't really have anything to report about it as of yet, but it's looking to be the way that I want to learn about religion, is through the lens of gender and understanding how they're interconnected, and not just a dry historical perspective of religion. And not necessarily dry as in like they're always dry, but it's a new take on it, and it's something that I'm much more interested in, and so I'm really excited to see how that class goes. Plus, none of those classes have finals, which I'm really excited about. Last thing on my list is my New Year's resolutions. The way that I approach them this year is having distinct goals for every month of the year. I have 2 for January. The first one is to try and drink 9 cups of water a day. And try. It's really not that hard for me, but just to make sure that I'm being aware of it. The second goal that I have for January is to be supporting other people and to avoid the knee-jerk reaction to compare their achievements to my own. And so as for drinking water, the way that I'm achieving that is just by being conscious of how much I'm intaking every day and trying to record it as much as possible. And as for supporting and trying not to compare myself to other people, the way that I'm accomplishing it right now is by participating in the Body Confidence Week, which Ali Bongo created. And it's where you post a photo of yourself or something about yourself every day for a week, and make sure that you're using the hashtag of it to be commenting on other people's photos and liking them and just supporting them. It's a great cause that I've gotten behind. Haley and I are both kind of doing it in our own kind of ways, which is really interesting to watch, and we've gotten a lot of our friends to be doing it as well. So it's great to learn about them. It's great to learn about other strangers too, and I'm really excited about this year. There's going to be a lot of big changes, but I feel good, and I'm really excited to be documenting it here as well. So thank you so much for watching. Haley, I will see you on Thursday, and we may be switching up the schedule for next week depending on our classes, but you will be seeing us again. All right, have a good one. Bye.